So the first thing that men find beautiful in a woman is maturity. A woman that knows that what she wants. And maturity also means that you know what you want in terms of me. You're not uncertain. You're not debating whether you want me or Tyrone, right? You're emotionally ready for me. You're not deeply in love with your ex, right? Good men will find that a waste of time. Good men are practical motherfuckers, right? They're not gonna waste their time with your immaturity and your uncertainty. Oh, I don't know, I want to hang out. Good men will not deal with that kind of stuff, right? Why? Because they want peace in their life. They don't want chaos. If you're somebody that brings chaos, that is always arguing, that is always losing control of your emotions, that is always having a reason to argue, and you're like, oh, I gotta argue with a guy to feel his power, like all that bullshit, you're only gonna attract guys who like that kind of conflict, all right? What you have to do is find a way to actually enjoy having peace. God damn it! A lot, and this is the truth. A lot of women find it kind of weird when they don't argue with a guy. You know what? I understand. You want to know why? Naturally, women need to test a guy. They need to push him to feel his strength. Even some animals do that, where in order to mate with a certain animal, the female will push the animal to see if he budges, and if he doesn't budge, she'll give him the poo poo. Maturity is this: prioritizing the long term over the short term. If you're somebody that prioritizes the long term over the short term, you make better decisions in every aspect of life. When you prioritize the long term, you pretty much open the apertures of life itself, and you begin to see deeper into the future. And that is very true. Thinking long term becomes almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy. But if you're a short-term thinker, naturally you're gonna have a lot of flaws. You're gonna that's a character flaw. You could develop addictions. You end up staying in toxic relationships because you just don't want to leave because it hurts too much. That's the first one, maturity. And you develop maturity through self-awareness. You become mature by realizing that you're not mature and working your way up. And most of the time, you're not mature, but that's the point. As you grow older, your brain matures, and the experiences you have, like pretty much just strengthens you as a person. So that's the first one, maturity. The second thing that men like in a woman is vulnerability. And a good man will find vulnerability in a woman attractive, and not just that, he will not take advantage of her. And not just that, he's gonna want to help her. He's gonna want to support you. And he's not gonna get angry at helping you. He's not gonna resent. He's not gonna go, right? Whenever you need help, he's gonna be there for you. Whenever you need an extra hand, he's gonna be there for you. And they like that because men want to help women for the most part. They're wired to want to help because that's when they show their strength, right? A guy who doesn't appreciate you for who you are thinks he already has you and he doesn't need to prove himself. And he's going to find it a burden to deal with your vulnerability and your weakness. A good man will find those moments of vulnerability as a way to prove himself to you. Vulnerability. When a woman opens up to a guy, when a woman is getting to know a guy, a mature guy will feel comfortable with it. An example is kind of like living with a woman, living with a woman, like fucking buying tampons and all that kind of stuff. It takes a mature guy to actually accept a woman's humanity for the most part, right? And unfortunately, the younger the guy is, the less mature he is with that kind of stuff. And that's why a lot of women prefer dating older guys because guys are just more comfortable with a woman's humanity per se, right? So when you open up emotionally, when you tell him about the things in your past, he will understand you. And in fact, he will find you more attractive, right? And also the maturity thing, he will also find it attractive. He'll find you like a gem because there's not a lot of women like that, right? A lot of guys want a partner in crime that is smart, that is emotionally present for them, that he knows her flaws and accepts her for that, right? A lot of mature guys just want a partner to share their life with. The third thing is that he finds it attractive when you stand up for yourself. An immature guy will not, a guy who's also immature and also a guy who's pretty toxic will not like that and will find that as a front and a challenge. A good guy will say, wow, I found a woman. I like this. I like a woman who stands up for herself. Because some guys find that as a challenge and they try to put you down. And when you find out, if you're in that situation and you stand up for yourself and he pulls away, that's pretty much an indication that he's not the right guy. He's not even a good guy for you, because those types of guys are looking for somebody to completely take advantage of, right? So that's a third thing. Standing up for yourself, they find it attractive. An immature guy would not find it attractive. He'll see that as a challenge and as an inconvenience. The fourth guy is having your own life. A mature guy will naturally, a good guy in general, it will naturally find that attractive, because he'll say, wow, I can have my own life. She doesn't have to be super needed with me. We both could be our own individuals. Somebody who's toxic, a guy who's not good for you, will naturally not want you to have your own life. Will naturally want you to be will naturally want you to be their center of his life, because he has some narcissistic desire to be the center of people's life. If you encounter a guy that he doesn't like the fact that you have a lot of friends, he wants you to stop hanging out with your friends, that's a sign that he's not the guy for you. A lot of guys find it threatening when you have a lot of friends. That's a sign that he's not a good guy, and that's a sign that you gotta leave and find somebody else. In fact, it's always good to have a lot of friends, because him seeing how many friends you have and him seeing a support system will tell you a lot, because he's either going to like embrace it and tell you to hang out with your friends more, like in a positive way, or he's gonna feel insecure and tell you to not be with them, and that should be your cue to leave. The fifth one is a woman who loves them. A good man finds this attractive, and the reason why it is because a lot of guys, when you fully love a guy, right, and when you kind of like act submissive with him, a lot of guys will take that for granted and take advantage of you. This happened to me too. I remember I had a girl. This happened to me plenty of times where the girl's like very submissive, and what naturally happens to me is that I take it for granted. But as I've grown older and I've become a better guy, to be honest with you, like seriously, I've actually learned to not take advantage of them and actually appreciate them for who they are, which is a good sign, to be honest with you. But you know, when a lot of women complain that the more they love the guy, the more they're not appreciated. The issue is not that. The issue is that, one, possibly you could be doing too much, and two, he's just not a good person. He cannot appreciate the good things in life. And the sixth thing is that good men will find a woman with good attachment styles attractive. And that is this. If you're not super needy, a good guy will find that attractive. A good guy will find a woman who's independent attractive. A guy who wants to control a woman will find a woman with a good attachment style as a threat, because he cannot get her to get so emotional where she loses control, right? And this is why all of this comes down to just working on yourself. If you just literally learn to work on yourself through doing yoga, through doing meditation, reading books on how to improve yourself, finding your flaws and reading books on how to fix them, over time you're going to improve yourself. And over time, the right guy will see it. And the issue is that you got to stop looking for a guy that will give you a thrill, and look for a guy that will give you happiness and that will appreciate you. And unfortunately, this comes down to you being mature enough to want that in a guy, you know, because a lot of ladies just don't want that because they find it boring. And as you grow older, you'll find that the women who are the happiest are the women who learn to appreciate what they have and not want more. Not settling in terms of, oh, you know, he doesn't want a relationship with me, but he loves me, and you know, he's the only guy that loves me. I'm not talking about that. I mean, you're with somebody, you know, you guys have settled and you guys are comfortable. The thrill is gone. You guys are not banging all the time, but you like his company. People, seriously, it doesn't get any better than that. You're not always gonna be banging like bonobos. Like it's just not part of life. We humans are not wired that way. That's why you find yourself another guy on the side. I'm not kidding. I say that, I'm kidding around, but that's actually a strategy that humans use. All right, where they find a guy that's good for them, and unfortunately, they cheat on the side with Mr. Good Dick. You know what I'm saying? And that kind of stuff is a very normal thing, unfortunately. You know, that's why guys get very jealous. That's why guys are always looking out for the woman cheating, because there has been a history of that all throughout history. And men too, not just women, to be honest with you, not just women. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. These are 6 things that good men look in a woman, all right? I never made a video this feels so fast, to be honest with you. But let me know what you guys think about this. in the comments down below.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys ever want to learn how to use your feminine energy to influence people, learn how to use your masculine energy to become more assertive, and also learn how to blend both energies to improve your dating life, your spiritual life, honestly, your relationship life, your family life, your career life, this is the course for you. If I had to make a course for my nieces, I have two nieces, one is 8, 19, and one is 14, 15. 16. Holy shit. Oh my God, he's a bad fucking uncle. He's a bad uncle. Get him. Shut up, Melissa. You should get this course, right? And this is the course that I will make for them. So, for example, watch the curriculum, right? In the first week, we're going to be showing you how to establish a strong masculine foundation without letting it hurt your feminine energy. This masculine foundation is a source of who you are, right? It's your bodyguard. Without this, whatever feminine energy you create will be destroyed by the outside, because your masculine is your shield. So we'll talk about goal setting. We'll talk about how to develop a serious attitude. We're gonna be talking about how to use more logic, how to use more goal-oriented behavior. It's more how to be a man, Now the next one is how to embrace the feminine energy, right? This one will teach you about how to minimize excessive masculine traits, developing self-awareness, healing abundant feminine energy, regulating your emotion, mastering voice qualities and facial expressions, surrendering control, and allowing pain to be felt. This is honestly, this will supercharge, like Kaioken, your masculine energy. After that, we have femininity in the workplace, and how to be feminine in the workplace without letting people take advantage of you, and the nuances of how women on power should behave versus women who are subordinates in the workplace, and even the dress code. This is based on psychology, people. It's kind of insane. I'm actually excited about this one. The next week, we talk about navigating the labyrinth of male and female friendship, and this a lot of women find confusing, so we talk about that. And how to identify envious friends, how to identify the good friends, how to keep male friends, and how to keep female friends. Week 5, we talk about how to release the burden of the past and stop and destroy mental projections. This is actually really powerful. And then week 6, we talk about how to increase your observational power so that you could read people better. And we have a bunch of bonuses. The course starts at $99, and you guys can pre-order the course today at $69 before it goes out. If you're watching this, most likely I'm in the meditation retreat, so I will be praying for all of you guys. And just click on the description down below of the video. Right there, you'll see it, and you could pre-order that course. It's gonna be out by the end of next month or the beginning of February of March. One of the two, people, because I have a 10-day retreat to do, and I want to finish the course after the retreat, because I think the ideas are gonna be so much better. All right, man. I'll see you guys later. Pre-order, man. I'm closing the channel.